What if the edge of our solar system is not a place, but a moving frontier? Far beyond Pluto, a small spacecraft is approaching something almost impossible to see. New Horizons has already crossed worlds we once knew only as distant points of light. Now its path is leading toward a boundary where the sun begins to lose its grip. That boundary is called the termination shock. But reaching it will not simply mean crossing a fixed line in space. The frontier itself moves, shaped by the restless activity of the sun. To understand why, we must first follow the wind blowing outward from our star. The sun is constantly releasing a stream of charged particles into space. This solar wind races outward, filling an enormous region around the planets. It creates a vast bubble called the heliosphere. Inside that bubble, the sun dominates the space around us. But beyond it lies the material of interstellar space. These two environments are separated by a frontier that is far from simple. Before New Horizons can reach it, the spacecraft must travel through the outer heliosphere. At first, the solar wind seems unstoppable. It expands outward, carrying the sun's influence deeper into the darkness. But the farther it travels, the more its strength begins to fade. Eventually, the outward flow encounters pressure from the surrounding interstellar medium. That confrontation creates a dramatic change in the solar wind. The particles slow down, compress, and become more turbulent. This is the region known as the termination shock. It is not a solid wall, and no spacecraft would see a physical border. Instead, it is a vast and invisible transition in a changing ocean of particles. And scientists now believe New Horizons could approach this frontier sooner than expected. Current research places a possible encounter sometime between 2029 and 2040. But the heliosphere has no permanent shape. The sun itself is constantly changing. Solar activity rises and falls through an approximately 11-year cycle. Those changes can alter the pressure carried by the solar wind, and that pressure can push the outer heliosphere outward or inward. So the frontier New Horizons is chasing may actually be moving toward it. Imagine trying to reach a shoreline while the shoreline itself keeps shifting. That is the strange challenge facing scientists studying this distant boundary. But something even more surprising may happen. New Horizons might not cross the termination shock only once. If the boundary moves dramatically enough, it could sweep across the spacecraft again. Then, under different solar conditions, the same region could be encountered multiple times. Each crossing could reveal something a single passage never could. Scientists could compare the heliosphere as the sun grows more active. Then they could watch how that frontier responds as solar activity changes. This would turn New Horizons into something more than a distant traveler. It could become a witness to the breathing of our solar system's outermost shield. That possibility is what makes this journey so scientifically valuable. Because the heliosphere is not isolated from the galaxy around it, interstellar space presses against it from every direction. And the balance between those forces is constantly changing. New Horizons could help reveal where that balance shifts. It could show how the sun's influence fades into the wider galactic environment. And that transition may tell us more about how our solar system is protected. It may also help explain what other planetary systems face around their own stars. The spacecraft has already rewritten our understanding of Pluto and the Kuiper Belt. Yet those discoveries may have been only the beginning of its deeper journey. Now New Horizons is moving toward a frontier no earlier mission explored in quite this way. A frontier where the familiar solar wind begins to surrender its dominance. and where the environment beyond our sun becomes impossible to ignore. Between 2029 and 2040, a remarkable encounter may begin to unfold. If the boundary reaches new horizons, it could record the heliosphere changing in real time. One distant probe could watch our sun negotiate with interstellar space. Far beyond the planets, the sun still reaches outward, while the galaxy reaches back.